And now, let's join ace broadcaster Mamode Akugha as he takes us inside the Niger Delta.
Hello out there and welcome to the program. It's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. I'm your regular host, Mamode Akugha. In today's package, we bring you some of the most interesting stories trending in the Niger Delta, beginning with the recent decision of the incumbent governor of Delta State, Senator Emmanuel Uduanga, to fire his entire cabinet. Though the governor said his decision is based on the fact that he wants to avoid distractions within his cabinet, some Deltans are saying we may actually be witnessing the commencement of the dismantling of the 21-year-old James Ibori political structure in the state. Our second report is a post-mortem on Governor Ben AYADE'S recent decision to move to the All Progressives Congress APC. And finally, in today's package is a report on efforts by the Niger Delta Development Commission NDDC to develop human capital and reduce unemployment rates in the Niger Delta. Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region, will be back in just a moment. Don't go away.
Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, determined to make a difference.
Welcome back. It's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. Since 1999, oil-rich Delta State has been governed by the People's Democratic Party, PDP. The group within the PDP that has tenaciously held on to power is known in several political circles as the James Ibori political structure. This structure, which has successfully produced the last three governors of Delta State, is about to face its first major challenge. The Ijos of Delta State singing and dancing recently as they honor Chief James Onanife Ibori, who, as governor of Delta State, built the $50 million, 612-meter-long Mamode Bridge, which enabled the Ijos of Delta State for the first time to easily move within some of their communities by road. Just like the Ijos, other Deltans are quite appreciative of their former governor, Chief James Ibori, who governed Delta State from 1999 to 2007. This is in spite of the fact that Chief Ibori was convicted by a UK court for embezzling and laundering funds allegedly belonging to Delta State. This exceptional display of love and loyalty to James Ibori is born out of the fact that most Deltans believe that his performance as governor of Delta State is yet to be equaled by the two governors who have succeeded him. Also, Ibori's investment in people and the fact that he brought a lot of Deltans to prominence and indeed wealth has made him to continue enjoying unparalleled loyalty. His political structure is made up of men and women who can be described as political heavyweights, some of whom Ibori brought into politics and in some cases personally mentored, include the last two governors of Delta State, Dr. Emmanuel Uduanga and Senator OKOWA'S. Chief Ibori's political structure has survived this long because his first cousin, Dr. Emmanuel Uduanga, who governed Delta State from 2007 to 2015, never really saw any reason to create a different political structure for himself. Governor Emmanuel Uduanga, who succeeded Dr. Uduanga, had to also keep the Ibori structure alive, as he had to rely on it from time to time as a lifeline whenever he faced political challenges. However, with 2 years left in his second tenure and desirous of establishing his own political structure that will enable him continue to command some political influence in the state and indeed decide who governs the state after him, Senator OKOWA'S seems to have drawn the battle line. A battle that may put him in direct confrontation with his former boss, James Ibori. OKOWA'S strategic positioning began earlier in the year during the local government council elections, where he was severally accused by PDP bigwigs of imposing candidates for the chairmanship position in the local government councils. Only last week, in a politically savvy move, OKOWA fired his entire cabinet, including his chief of staff and secretary to the state government, both known loyalists of Chief James Ibori.
We have 2 years to go. Obviously, there has been a lot of distraction among some members of ESCO. But the fact is, in the last 2 years, we need to be able to be sure that we reduce the level of distraction in governance.
Though he claimed it was to avoid distractions, he inadvertently also revealed that there was division in his cabinet.
If we do not take that action, I may have an ESCO that stays permanently divided in the next 2 years, and that would not enable me to achieve my vision. So I thought that there was a need to rework the ESCO.
This division, according to Comrade Amechi Ogbona, Secretary to Warri Consultative Forum, is about loyalty.
All the commissioners have interest, all the special assistants have interest. They still pay their homage to their former boss, which is the former governor of the state, James Ibori. So the pilgrimage house remains in Ogara. And that is total distraction. So I support the governor for that, because they still believe that that man is the kingmaker. But they forget to realize that in the democratic process, it is one man, one vote.
For legal practitioner Frank Tietie, the action by Governor OKOWA is about stamping his authority as the man in charge in the state.
It is clear that OKOWA wants to use this opportunity, which he has actually done by the dissolution of the State Executive Council, to send a clear message that he intends to build a new political structure that will be loyal to him. The man doesn't want to lose relevance when he leaves the seat as governor tomorrow.
OKOWA and Ibori has been on common page. I don't subscribe to that idea that some people are loyal to Ibori and some to OKOWA. I think they are flowing together. If OKOWA decides to flush out a set of people in the cabinet, or to remove the cabinet as it is because he wants to rejig the system. I believe that, and I want to go with his claim that he wants to avoid distraction.
Before now, Governor OKOWA was known to be a firm believer in the principle of zoning for the governorship seat in the state. However, at a media chat last week in Asaba, the Delta State capital, OKOWA became evasive when he was asked about zoning, preferring instead to talk about what is fair.
There has been no formal meeting in which a gentleman's agreement was reached. As of today, it's about what is fair, what is equitable.
PDP stalwart and professor of political science Sam Oyowaire, who agrees that there was no written agreement on zoning in the state, however said there was a clear-cut understanding.
Even if a constitution or a written agreement had not been entered into, if there was one, you would have signed it before anyway. But that is not the case. There's a basic understanding that the governorship of this state should go around senatorially. We did not, I say it with firmness, boldly, we did not start rotation of zoning on ethnic grounds.
According to sources inside Governor OKOWA's political circle, his inability to be firm on the issue of zoning the governorship to the Urhobos of Delta Central Senatorial District is because Governor OKOWA allegedly had a pact with the Ijors of Delta South, who came to his rescue in 2015 when his victory at the PDP primaries was threatened by the Urhobos of Delta Central. In fact, when he was asked pointedly at the media chat who he was going to hand over to between the Ijors and the Urhobos, he activated his evasive mood, using God as an alibi.
Some people say I want to hand over to an Ijaw man. Some say I want to hand over to an Urhobo. It's only God Almighty that knows who will be governor after me. I cannot pretend to be God, for I'm not. I don't know who God is going to bring. I don't have an intention of playing the role of God.
According to the zoning principle, the Urhobos of Delta Central are supposed to get the governorship of Delta State on a platter of gold. Any deviation from that position will obviously pit Governor OKOWA against Chief Ibori, who vehemently supported Delta South and Delta North with the zoning principle and cannot now be reasonably expected to abandon his own people of Delta Central. As Governor OKOWA gets set to reconstitute the State Executive Council, it is very likely that those who will be appointed will have to meet certain criteria. First, they must be completely loyal to OKOWA and his vision, and secondly, they must be ready to work for whoever OKOWA endorses for governorship of Delta in 2023. As OKOWA himself has confirmed, the politics of Delta governorship begins in June 2021, and he will be engaging in the process with a team that is 100% loyal to him. No doubt, interesting times are with Deltans as the race for governorship commences, 2 full years before the end of the OKOWA administration.
Inside the Niger Delta. Introducing from the heart of Nigeria's Niger Delta region, a residential estate like no other, Victoria Creek Gardens Estate, VCG2 Airport Road, Port Harcourt, River State. A blend of aesthetics, functionality and simplicity built into 600 units of safe and comfortable accommodation. Located in an urban serene environment, VCG2 Estate is just 5 minutes away from the Port Harcourt International Airport. It features an already built police station, a shopping mall, hospital, hotel, cinema, club, gym, playground and many other facilities for your comfort. Purchase a home at our irresistible offer today for you and your family, or just simply invest in our real estate for a fantastic return on investments. For more information, call us on 070-410-01558 or visit our office at Plot 14 Woji Road, GRA Phase 2, Port Harcourt. Victoria Creek Gardens Estate, oasis in the garden.
I know people, an ancient collection of tribes, a civilization that spawned magic from bronze, a people of culture and heritage, reclaiming their civilization from the sea of self-doubt, one idea at a time, every river feeding an ocean like believers to a dream. Every legacy has its story, and yours is about to begin. Heritage Bank, your timeless wealth partner.
Azikel Group, oil and gas, dredging, power and air transportation. Azikel Group, petroleum product sufficiency, energy sustainability and infrastructure development.
Cross River State Governor Ben Ayade last week dumped the People's Democratic Party PDP for the ruling All Progressives Congress APC out of his desire to key into President Muhammadu Buhari's laudable vision for Nigeria. In the following news commentary, we take a look at other possible factors responsible for Governor Ayade's defection, which has caused quite a stir in political circles.
On Thursday, 20th May 2021, Governor Ben Ayade of Cross River State officially joined the ruling All Progressives Congress APC at a brief ceremony attended by Chairman of the party's National Caretaker Committee, May Malabuni, and other party stalwarts. In justifying his defection from the opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP, Ayade explained that it was driven by his desire to support the government of President Muhammadu Buhari to succeed at a time the country was going through trying times. Without a shadow of doubt, Governor Ayade has the constitutional right to association. Like every other citizen, he is at liberty to choose to belong to any political party whose ideology is in consonance with his personal political convictions. The truth, however, remains that contrary to the reasons Ayade adduced for leaving the PDP, he actually did so because he was no longer in control of the party structure in Cross River State, following the outcome of 2 recent judgments of the Supreme Court delivered in favor of members of the National Assembly caucus of the state. Ayade's defection to the APC came after several entreaties from leadership of the PDP, which failed to placate the governor. Although the PDP has demonstrated high-level decorum by simply wishing him well in his future endeavors, the party cannot pretend not to be licking its wounds from the recent defection. In 2011, Governor Ayade was elected into the National Assembly to represent Cross River North Senatorial District under the platform of the PDP. 4 years later, he was given the party's governorship ticket and was elected governor of Cross River State. As a demonstration of its magnanimity to Ayade, the PDP offered him its governorship ticket, which led to his re-election in 2019. After rising to a position of political prominence, courtesy of the PDP, Governor Ayade decided to dump his former party for future political gains. By 2023, the Obudu-born politician would have served out his second term in office as governor of Cross River State. Contrary to his avowed intention to support President Buhari out of love and admiration, Ayade is merely seeking political relevance after his stay in office as governor of Cross River State. What appears to be his political gain in this case is undoubtedly the pain of the PDP, which has lost a sitting governor whose political capital cannot be underestimated. Naturally, some members of the Cross River State House of Assembly, local government chairmen and councillors would not hesitate to follow their leader to the APC out of loyalty. This development looks like an ill wind for the PDP, which may lose a state in the South-South geopolitical zone that is ordinarily under its firm control. As unfolding events suggest, however, Ayade's recent defection may not unsettle the PDP after all. In the wake of the governor's defection, federal lawmakers elected on the platform of the PDP have vowed to remain in the party as they were not consulted by the governor. While promising to continue to work for the party, they maintain that the governor's defection will in no way affect the fortunes of the PDP in future elections. Feelers from Cross River State indicate that both the ordinary people and the political elites are disappointed in Governor Ayade for attempting to rock the boat of the PDP. Immediate past Governor Lyle Imoke, who described Ayade's defection as anticipated, maintained that the incumbent governor does not have the political clout to take the wind off the sail of the PDP. According to Imoke, an overwhelming majority of Cross River State people are PDP members. Our key stakeholders, members of the National and State Assemblies and strategic grassroots mobilizers are still members of our great party. We as a party, therefore, remain viral and strong. Perhaps the biggest shock came for Ayade when barely days after his defection to the APC, former Governor Donald Duke officially returned to the PDP. Donald Duke, a charismatic political leader, served as governor of Cross River State between 1999 and 2007. In 2019, he defected to the Social Democratic Party, SDP, and secured his ticket to contest the presidential election. Although his presidential ambition was not realized at the time, Donald Duke remains a figure to be reckoned with in national politics and is generally loved by Cross Riverians for his laudable achievements as governor. It goes without saying that Cross River State has become an interesting spectacle for observers of unfolding political events in the weeks and months ahead. And as these events unfold, there are some pertinent questions the political gladiators in the state must consider. Can Ayade measure up to the popularity and goodwill enjoyed by former Governor Donald Duke? Does Ayade have the political clout to withstand the duo of Donald Duke and Lyle Imoke? According to sources close to Governor Ben Ayade, he has become jittery over Donald Duke's return to the PDP. Most political analysts are of the opinion that with the former governor's return to his original political family, the leadership vacuum created in the party by Ayade's recent defection to the APC has not only been filled, it has been further invigorated now more than ever before to stamp its political dominance in Cross River States. What is very obvious in the entire scenario is that under Professor Ben Ayade, Cross River State has witnessed a political polarization for the first time since 1999. And as the rival political camps throw their hats in the ring, only time will tell who will emerge victorious in an epic political rumble that will culminate in 2023.
Inside the Niger Delta.
As part of efforts to develop human capital and address the growing challenge of unemployment in the Niger Delta, the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) has trained some 200 youths in information technology. Speaking at a graduation ceremony organized recently for participants of the program in Port Harcourt, Interim Administrator and Chief Executive of the NDDC, Akugha, enjoined them to take advantage of the skills they have acquired to better their lots and make positive contributions to national development.
No fewer than 200 youths selected from across 9 states of the Niger Delta participated in the information technology training organized under the NDDC Skills Acquisition Program. Over a period of 2 years, participants were trained in diverse aspects of IT, including open source technology, hardware and basic networking, as well as digital marketing. Some of the consultants who trained the youths observed that with the training they have received, participants can easily fit into the oil and gas industry or choose to be self-employed.
The big companies, the big banks, even government establishments are actually where they are going to. Some of them can actually set up companies, ICT companies on their own and manage and provide these services to these organizations. They will now turn out to be entrepreneurs.
On completion of their training 2 years ago, participants in the program could neither graduate formally nor obtain their certificates due to the late release of funds to the consultants. Interim Administrator of the NDDC, Akugha, said he was compelled to address the situation soon after his appointment in December 2020 due to the importance of ICT education in national development. He said in line with its mandate, the NDDC would train some 3,000 youths to be involved in Train 7 of the NLNG project.
In a short while, we are going to organize about 3,000 indigenes of the Niger Delta. We are going to select them and set them on the Train 7 training to be trained by this same institution for purposes of being engaged in the Train 7 program of the LNG, so that our Niger Deltans can take part in whatever goes on here.
The NDDC boss, however, charged youths in the Niger Delta to avail themselves of opportunities created to provide them with lifelong skills.
You have to prepare your ground. Except you prepare yourself, the opportunity that will come will elude you. But my prayer, my thinking, and my wish for the people of the Niger Delta is that as we prepare ourselves, the opportunities will come.
Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Niger Delta, Dr. Babayo Ado, who represented the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio, at the occasion, lauded the NDDC for embarking on the IT training program, which he described as a deliberate effort to create wealth in the Niger Delta region.
The youth quality and level of engagement in economic productivity define the nation's wealth. The greater their knowledge and skills set, the greater their propensity to work, the more outstanding their productivity, and the greater the nation's economic well-being. This training attests to that.
For their part, the graduates expressed gratitude to the NDDC for initiating the training program and promised to apply their skills to benefit themselves and their communities.
Today, I'm participating on this graduation ceremony. I think it's a plus to the interim administration and the East management that has come to bring this program today to a logical conclusion. I'm very happy about that.
We sincerely appreciate this ample opportunity, and we wish to assure you that the vision of the Niger Delta Development Commission to develop and transform the Niger Delta region in infrastructural and human capital development is sustained.
Under the supervision of NDDC Commercial and Industrial Development Directorate, the just concluded IT training program was developed for specific and relevant areas of demand, including accounting packages, computer-aided design for engineers, and Microsoft certification.
inside the Niger Delta.
With that report, we draw the curtain on the program. Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region, will be back same time, same station next week. Until then, you can follow us on our social media handles shown right now on your screen. And please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDNTV Nigeria. Until next week, I am Mamode Akugha, thanking you for staying with us. Bye for now.